Chris Salvador, and this is my NRM on the next Iron Man movie, which I wanted to give some points basically on it. I will be getting into Watchmen. It's going to be extremely long. It'll probably be as long as the movie, almost 2 hours, and I can't. It won't be on YouTube. It's going to have to be on Vimeo, which my Dark Knight NRM long review, which still could be longer at this point. It's not a contest, but I have so much to say about things. I just never get around to editing. So, the Iron Man sequel. I'm going to say that this is a huge mistake, casting Mickey Rourke as a villain in an Iron Man movie, and even more so, I am pissed off to find out that he was considered to be a villain in Spider-Man 4, and he turned that down, and when something was like, oh my god, that was... Mickey Rourke is Eddie Brock. He is Venom. I mean, I knew it when I saw Sin City. I was like, that's Eddie Brock. That's Venom. That's the guy. If you're going to do Venom justice, you cast Mickey Rourke as Venom. You know, Topher Grace, no. A really good Eddie Brock is probably... To compare it is like Robert De Niro in the remake of for Cape Fear. That's a really good version of what Eddie Brock as Venom should be. And the only person that can give it the gravitas and the amazing performance of a guy who's been in prison and a guy who's gotten out and is stalking Peter Parker. And, you know, the idea that if you read those comics, I mean, he used to stalk Aunt May, and he would always be around, and there was a fear, and like, who do you believe is the actor to do it? I mean, hello, Mickey Rourke. I mean, and if you look at his performance in the rest of it, come on, man, that guy is Venom. You know, like, so I think this is hugely miscast, and I know that I was thinking, well, maybe you know, sometimes actors play the same thing, like, sometimes you'll have an actor like this guy, James Marsden in Cyclops, and then he was playing Richard White in Superman, and that's, I guess, you can do that, but unless they're going to really, like, heavily put him in prosthetics, or unless he's going to just do the voice of, he's playing Crimson Dynamo, or whatever he's playing, basically evil version Iron Man, this is bad. Like, And to further the point, I know that they've recasted Terrence Howard. I said what I had to say on that Don Cheadle. I'm okay with it now. I mean, we've come to accept it. Like, okay, that might work. You know, a Don Cheadle, War Machine, okay. But, you know, now that they're adding, you know, from what I see, Black Widow and Crimson Dynamo and possibly Justin Hammer. I mean, here's my thoughts. What the fuck? What is this? This is a sequel to Iron Man? You know, like, who the fuck cares about the Black Widow and No. That's, what the fuck did they end the movie with the Avengers so that we can get to a movie that's not about the Avengers? I'm not saying that they're going to do the Avengers next, but it's like, why would, that's like, you know, ending Superman Returns with, you know, him getting zapped into, you know, the Watchtower, and it's like, welcome, Kal-El, to the Justice League. And it's like, next movie, Superman decides to cure world hunger. What the fuck does that have to do with... I thought we were getting the Avengers next. Now we're not getting the Avengers next because we have to get all the... You know, there's Thor coming out, there's Captain America... There's they have an Ant-Man movie that they want to do. They still have to first set up the Avengers. So they kind of shot themselves in the foot by giving fans Nick Fury and talking about the Avengers, plus the end of the Incredible Hulk, which he talks about the Incredible Hulk, and it's like, oh my god, the Incredible Hulk, and he's like, how about we start the Avengers? The Avengers! Isn't that what's next? No. Apparently... For some reason, now he has to go fight a Russian. It's Rocky IV. Apparently, this is... he has to go fight Ivan Drago and go fight the Russians. And it's Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and he's fighting Russians. No. I I don't give a shit. Couldn't fucking care less about any of that shit. About the spy world and the intrigue. No. Don't give a fuck. And I would be interested in if you hadn't said the Avengers were coming. And it's like, okay, so God, who knows what the hell this is? Like, I don't know anything about that. I haven't read the script. I don't know, but pretty much it seems like what we're going to get is Tony Stark fighting the evil version of Iron Man again. It's like, and it's like where Justin Hammer is the Tony. Couldn't give a fuck. Couldn't care. Don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Not when I was promised the Avengers. And it's like, that doesn't work. I'm sorry. I want to see S.H.I.E.L.D. I want to see Iron Man inside S.H.I.E.L.D. I want to see what that's like. I would like to see that. I think that is the next progression. And plus, they talked about it with, that Hancock had come out, and that showed what a hero who drinks and has problems, as a sequel, for spoilers, I'm sure everybody saw Iron Man. At the end, he kind of makes a decision to out himself, which is interesting because you go, that's never really, that wasn't really with the comics. His first time at a press conference, he basically outs himself and says, I am Iron Man. So that changes the whole dynamic of the comics and everything. They say, okay, we're not going to get what the comics were. This is completely different. This is like in Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man saying to Mary Jane, I am Spider-Man. Don't tell anybody. And then she goes off and she fucking makes a movie and says, I'm dating Spider-Man, and now everybody knows he's Spider-Man. It's a completely different, it's not the Spider-Man that we know, like where he's always got that identity. We've just established that Iron Man is now unable to be a hero the way that someone, else would, a masked vigilante. He's not going to be flying the Iron Man suit into a bank robbery or doing it. He's not going to be dealing with that. So it seems like they're setting up Iron Man to be dealing with, terrorists, and whatever, or work for S.H.I.E.L.D. It seems like he